like quiz based or answer based, then obviously the students at this current scenario will cope up with the technology also, as well as their mindset gets changed.
Thank you so much for that, Rachana. Over to Shobhaji.
Thank you so much, Rachana. Sheela, let's come to Sheela. Sheela, what inspired you to become a model? Now, I want you to take us through your childhood journey until you became what you are today. But before you start with your childhood journey, you said you're an Indo-German. So you have spent your life in Germany as well, or I mean, how Indo-German? Can you put some light on that as well?
Yeah,
Love
sure.
marriage, Indian, German, what is it?
Yeah, thank you, Shobha ma'am, for this question. So I am a full Tamilian, born, brought up in Berlin. I did my till my master's, I stayed in Germany. So I am actually a German. I know I don't look like, but I do speak 5 languages. So I speak German perfectly. I speak perfectly Tamil and Hindi, but Kannada also I speak, and English, of course. So these are the 5 languages. So I say, and I call myself Indo-German because I don't believe in my hereditary, like where my parents are from. I believe in what you are as a person, as an individual. So I do believe that I'm Indo-German because I have adopted to both the cultures. I've adopted to the Indian as well as the German culture. Parents would celebrate all the German festivals with me so that I also feel that I'm belonging to this culture. But at the same time, they would also do the Diwali or the Pongal festival or the Baisakhi or, you know, whatever Indian festivals you have. So they made sure that I have a certain value system inbuilt, which I am very proud of today because my parents did not take that away from me, you know, and but as well as the German part. So that's why I'm Indo-German. At the same time, yeah, so I was born, brought up there. I was always very passionate about dance and Bollywood and cinema and all that because you always see that from the TV, you know. I used to have these.
So your childhood was more in Germany or more in India?
It was in Germany. Like I
Germany.
was in, yeah, I am staying in India now since the last 10 years. But before that, I was in Germany. Yeah, I completed my master's in business administration. And then I came to India because I wanted to pursue my dreams. I started when I was 14. I was actually, what do you call, scouted by someone in the building who saw me and told my mother, like, this girl is really tall. I'm like 5'11".
5'11",
I'm very
yeah,
tall
yeah.
I mean, sorry to bring this up, but as a South Indian, it's really tall, you know. So I was very tall, and she said, "Why don't you put her in a modeling agency? She's so different." Like that time, and this is like 20 years back, right? So that time she said, you know, you should put her in this field because I think her face is rare, and etc. 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 And that's it. That's when I started, and I started bagging all these big commercials, L'Oreal, from Deutsche Bank to the Deutsche Bahn, which is the German train, and, you know, like whatnot. I've done so many things as a commercial. And then, but my love for that Indian thing, which I had in me. So I was an Indian passport holder till about 25, because I did not have any other identity which showed that I'm Indian, you know. So it was a weird thing, but I did not want to give it up until I accepted that, oh God, girl, you're German too. So yeah, so that's when I gave it up, and I kind of had the opportunity of getting the German passport, and then I got the OCI finally. And so I was always doing Bharatanatyam, or I was watching Hindi movies to understand. That's how I learned my Hindi, by the way, like subtitles and
So
understanding.
let's hear a little of Hindi also.
Oh God. I said I understand.
No, let's hear it a little.
What do you want me to say?
अभी जो भी बोलना है वो हिंदी में बोलो.
That's not possible.
So Sheela, you know the title of the session, right? Learn and unlearn. So that's
Learn and unlearn. हाँ, ठीक है. I understood. I can talk to people like, you know, please do this, ये बनाओ, वो बनाओ, और मैं क्या मंगाना है, what बनाना है, आज क्या है,
बनाना है, what बनाना है.
So all that is there, but it's still a very foreigner's Hindi. But yes, so I was always into dance, and I started a Bollywood dance school back in Berlin because that time Indian dance was not very famous. And then, all the Shah Rukh Khan movies came in, they started running mainstream in the German TV. And that's when I kind of thought, maybe I should start now. And then I started choreographing just like that. And it was just always a passion. Like dancing was always a passion, and I still do it till today. And so me, Ms. Shobha ma'am, from, I danced with Sandeep. So that was another dream come true for me, because I know Sandeep Sapakar from the TV, and I started as a model, and I came to India to pursue it further because I saw Lakme Fashion Week, I saw Wiz Fashion Week, I saw Couture, and I was like, oh my God, I want to do this. And so I actually came down and I did it. Like, have been there, done that. Now I dance
I must say that your height 5'11" is
yeah.
something which not everybody has. So you stand out everywhere that you go.
Yeah, that's true. That I do. I stand out. I always stood out because of my color in
Yeah.
Germany, or it was my height or something else. Yeah, but I think the two things that turns it quite right. Yeah. So I came to India in search of my identity and also to pursue my dream as a model and stuff like that. And I kind of came in. The first 6 months were really hard. In 2010, I had my cousin who helped me out, who's a photographer, and he was like, come here. You have that one person in your life who always pushes you.
Right.
If someone says I did it all by myself, I will not believe, because there's always a person behind you,
Absolutely.
at least one, even
Yes.
if it's not more, at least one person who always believes in you, whether it's your mom, your dad, your whoever, right? So in my case, my parents, yes, in a very big form, they have supported, but also there's this one person who went like out of his way to make sure that I do what I do. And that was my cousin, who's a photographer today, and he is like, no, you should do it, you should do it. And 6 months there was nothing in India, and then I did 3 times of Lakme auditions, didn't get through. I got till the last round, and I was thrown out saying, yeah, you're having too big thighs. Not in a bad way, okay, I'm not saying this in a bad way. It's like big thighs, or you're too athletic, you should do sports, you shouldn't look at mainstream modeling, and all that happened. Jazz. after 3 years, bang, I got it all. It was
Wow.
like just there. Yeah, no, I didn't give up. I said, Mommy, you're not taking me. You should take me, because there are a lot of girls like me outside who will buy these clothes. So this is how it started. And then slowly, I got adopted, and people were like you give one laddu to them, like that. So it happened. Yeah, that was
Wow.
my journey.
Wonderful journey. Wonderful journey. Anu, you need to say something? Anu?
Wow. I mean, I'm just amazed with how much you have, and the one phrase that you kept saying, never give up. Could you throw some more light on that? Like, never give up. What does that really mean? Because I'm sure there's some girl out there who's aspiring to be exactly like you, and maybe something that you say today could change things for her. So what does it really mean when you say, don't give up? What laddu baat karte na aap? What does that mean?
You can talk in Hindi, no problem. I understand.
No, but this answer
Yeah.
should be in Hindi, Sheela.
मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ. I don't know.
Karo.
No, but I it is like, it's difficult to explain in English only. So I think I keep it in English if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Keep it
it's
at a
okay.
later point. Yeah, what I mean by don't give up, it's this very easy said phrase. Yeah, I mean, you need to know when to stop. That's very clear. But you also know if there is something big that's happening, it's not easy to get because it's so special. And not everybody gets to do that, because there's so many girls and boys that want to achieve this kind of dream, whether it's modeling, acting, or any kind of entertainment, or as an artist. It's not easy, very clearly. And there are more factors to it than just looking good, working out in the gym, or having the right contacts. There's way more to it. There's a whole business side to it, right? Like, it's like you're a product and you need to sell it. There's the marketing that you do, and there's a shelf life. So all these, and you need to kind of figure out where you fit in, build your niche. So when you are convinced, I can do this, then when you stop at the first instance only, or the second or the third instance, then then you're just not cut out for it. But you will do it as long as you do it, and then you just convince the other one, oh yeah, maybe this girl is right for our product, and then make them sell 10 saris because you wore it. Do you understand? So that confidence will only come if you have that one person, first place, and second is if you keep looking at it and working towards it. Because I believe in something. If you work towards something, you will achieve it. Whether you
Absolutely.
fail or not, you will achieve it. There's no way you can't achieve it. That's what my prerogative is. This is how I learned it in my life. I've fallen many times, but I knew, and it's not easy. I knew, okay. So in times when I was very depressed, when thinking, okay, this is not working, my savings are over, I'm going to Germany back, it didn't work out, blah blah, all that. That is when I got the call.
Mm.
I got the second call. Then I got the third call, fourth call. I thought, what the hell is going on? So you need to believe in universe also.
Yes.
You need to put it in the universe. Sometimes it does not work out, and you just tend to feel you're not good enough or whatever, which happens. But that's when you need to keep working on yourself until you convince the other people that you are cut out for this very much. And for that, that's why we come in place when we started the grooming, the grooming institute, NAMG, and all of that, where we have aspiring models who want to become newcomer models, who want to go in the industry and start doing stuff. So we teach that, because when I started, I didn't have a mentor. I think in any business that you are in, you need a mentor. You need somebody who guides you, who takes that time and puts that effort in you. And these people are there. You just need to ask. So any girl or boy who wants to aspire to become a model, we're here to help. So it's I have a lot of guys and girls coming to me also asking, ma'am, can I do this? Can I do this? And I advise them because I know what works and what doesn't work, because we've been there, done that. But you need to find also these kind of people. So it's important to not just know all these things, but also to have the right person guiding you.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, अगर आपको कुछ चाहिए, शिद्दत से चाहिए, तो वो मिलेगी आपको. And beautiful thought, Sheela, because without that consistent everyday doing, you can't reach where you have to reach. That's so brilliantly said. And over to Vikaas. Vikaas, I've actually heard that the universe, as Sheela is saying, has actually upgraded you, and universe has made you a new father. And so how does this upgrade feel for you? Like to be a father now?
So fortunately or unfortunately, the lockdown really helped me. And so I had my child in July, and March there was a lockdown. So 2019 July he was born, and then March 2020 we had a lockdown, and since then it's been like that. So it's made me feel great. I mean, it's evolving, and obviously in our normal lives, we don't get so much time to spend with our children and with other people and with your family and everyone, because we are so busy. We go in the morning, we come back in the night, and then the Saturday, Sunday we are so exhausted that we want to recuperate and come back. So I think this has been great. I mean, the lockdown, fortunately, unfortunately, has been a blessing in disguise for me, and it's made me feel very different. It's made me very attached to him, and I mean, he's been the saving grace for this lockdown. Otherwise, I don't know, I would have gone and murdered someone.
Oh my
Definitely. He kept me away from that for sure. Yeah. So it's made me feel great. It's a great feeling. Yes.
Absolutely.
Thanks, sir.
You said you keep very busy schedule, and you're constantly working, and you used to work very long hours when there was
Yeah.
lockdown. So at that point when there was no lockdown and you were having a very busy schedule, how did you balance everything?
So I think so I had. I mean, I was on the international point of view that Saturday and Sunday should be an off, whether or not. I mean, if there is, even if there is work, you try and take it off. And I had started following work from home from a long time. So I was always telling my people and myself as well that, let's just keep Saturdays off. If there's very important work or if there's an event, obviously we have to go for that. But apart from that, just try and take it off and just try and come back more fresher on Monday. So I was doing that already. And I used to try that, as soon as I finish my work, just go back home. I'm ambitious. I want to get there and everything else. But I like to keep time to myself, and I like to, take time out for myself. So I've always been doing that. But this lockdown, unfortunately, has given us a lot of time. So now there's lots and lots of time. I don't think we want to have that time to ourselves again for a long time. We want to start working now.
Absolutely, because so give me a little bit of your routine before the lockdown
Yeah.
and after the lockdown. So क्या
Uh,
थी आपकी पहले क्या थी क्या अब है? Thank you.
तो पहले तो obviously यही था कि I was getting up in the morning and immediately go to gym, go to office, and that's where it is. And then when there are events, obviously there's no timing, because you go for the setup also, you are there throughout the show until it ends. And I'm so passionate about it that I like to be there right till the end, till it finishes. So I didn't need to, but I wanted to. So I was there till the end, and there as in, and then you, even if you sleep at 1, 2 o'clock, you get up the next morning and again go back to work, because I'm from a boarding school, so I can't sleep that late. So unfortunately I couldn't even catch up on sleep, and that's how my routine was. And now the routine is that you get up at your time, you wear shorts, wear a t-shirt, and then you're again on the
And
sofa all the time. and then and you open the laptop. Just actually I've made a short film recently, and it's going to come out, and it's more to do with my life in the last 1 year.
yeah,
And
we'll come to that. We'll come
yeah,
to that at a later
yeah.
stage.
So yeah, so that, I mean, yeah, we'll get that, but that has to do a lot with all our lifestyles in the past 1.5 years. So yeah, so it's been that, literally it's been like, just sit around and wear your shorts, and so many clothes going to waste, but that's how it is. Yeah, I mean, we're just there and thereabouts at home, wailing through the skies, just thinking, when are we going to get out next? Yeah.
Wow, over to Shobha.
Thank you, Vikas. It was
Thank you.
really, really inspiring listening to you. Rachna, you're an author, you said, and you've written various books like The Curious Eyes, Years of Hope, Pandora of Gadgets. The titles itself are so, kind of very inspirational. So what is it that motivated you to write these books, and what are all these subjects about? Basically, if I talk about Curious Eyes, so what does Curious Eyes mean to you, or in the book?
Very nice, very nice. I'm just going way back into the years, marching behind in the time. So it was really nice experience as a mother, as a teacher, because I'm a mother of two daughters, lovely daughters, who always keeps on motivating me that, Mama, you can do many things. Because when I started blogging and I was appreciated for that, I never thought I could blog actually, because I always thought I could teach. Then suddenly it came out that I just blogged and I got an award for it. So I said, oh my, wow, I can start writing. So then I started, it was like inspired by my daughters, obviously, and my younger one, especially the younger one. She too writes a lot. She too got a lot of awards in writing film and published her own book to my younger daughter. So I got inspired from my daughters to start my writing career, and that is how it started. Now, the curious eyes is about the curiosity of the small children from that age groups, and where they see a superstitious world. It's like basically they are blocked in between their dimensions of the worlds in between. So the curious eye speaks about that. Then coming to the next book which I had published, The Years of Hope, waiting in hope and anticipating the future will come, the hope of a small child then growing to be a younger teenager, again that hope, how the hope keeps you alive. The hope doesn't let you die, neither to give up, that maybe there will be a chance tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a day of my day, it will be my day. So that story, Years of Hope, it gives, and finally the achievement comes after 78 plus years of age, which we have seen in many lifestyles. We have seen our KFC manager, how at that very ripe age, he was a famous businessman. So we should never give up the hope. So, how that small child stuck into that hope and was into that vicious circle, got nothing in the beginning, but started getting everything after a particular age. So that was there reflected, and it was it's like about the experience of that small child. And finally comes the Pandora of gadgets. So this is related to the new world, the modern technology, which illusions you, keeps you into that. You are just flabbergasted about this world of the gadgets, and you just surf something. You can just move back in time, you can move ahead in time. So it's like it's a fictional, of course, Pandora of gadgets. So it's all about the young generation. They enjoy that reading that book. So that's all about it, all about my books. And there are lovely bloggings which I do, and
Mhm.
nowadays I get more time to do about that. And luckily, I don't know, somehow get awarded also for the blog writing. So that is how it keeps me motivated to write more and more, to inspire the public, anything. So in that same way, when I'm teaching my students also, they too get motivated to write. I tell them that pen it out, and whatever thoughts you have pent inside, just write it. Don't think about language, don't think about the grammatical errors, just write. If you start writing, it will automatically be coming out, presenting yourself. Grammatical errors, you can yourself find it out afterwards, but just write. So that writing had helped to bring you out from the negativity to the positivity. And with this also, I had helped a lot of mothers and other women, my friends who were in depression. Writing had helped them. I had seen while speaking with them, they had a lot of things they couldn't speak it out. So I just suggested that you should take a pen and paper and just scribble, write, just keep on writing. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to speak, just write it out. And that writing had helped them to come out from the depressions too. So thank you,
Adding,
Shobhaji, for that question.
Rachna, adding here, writing is definitely a very good skill. But how do you think in nowadays, in this century and the era going forward with the technology advancing so much, do you think the kids and this writing and using your hands with pens and pencils would be there, or slowly, gradually, everybody will be working on tablets and laptops, and the core learning of writing cursive and writing capitals and all that, the basic writing funda would absolutely nullify?
Yeah, lovely question. Lovely. I just love to answer this question. That's one of my favorite questions, which I always want to tell my students, because really, whatever you are saying, it's happening with the students nowadays. But then there is this intuition of making a diary. Students get attracted to make a diary. Of course, nowadays there are snips in laptops also. They can make a snip and write it and keep it somewhere, and make a password where no one can read it. So but the diary writing and making your day to day, whatever was your feeling, so this diary writing also helps. I have been motivating my students to write just few lines. Of course, I don't know how it will go away, because right now we are all into this technological world. Even we are also teaching. Whenever I'm making notes, it's all in the laptop. So my full
Or
laptop
the
is full.
or the mobile,
Yes,
right?
even I. So how can I teach my students? But Shobhaji, let me tell you, my daughter, my younger one, who is a writer also, a budding author and writer. So she always has this habit of maintaining a diary, and number of diaries which I bought for her. She writes it with her pen. And whenever I touch to read it, no, Mama, that is my diary. You cannot read that. So that is like she's writing her small, small thoughts in that, and with that she weaves it into a story. So those that is how, when we are conducting workshops for writing skills, and for becoming a writer, to establish writer, when I conduct the workshop for them, so then I tell them that you have to just write. You cannot pen it down. Of course, you can take a clip, a picture somewhere, that is okay, images are okay, good, but then you need to write it with your hand. Just one line, one word, whatever it is, and just write it down. That will help. And nowadays, technology gives you access to many things, of course, but writing should never be lost. That is how we get, our heart gets attached to the pen, and then the pen starts writing. And when we are doing with mobile, typing the alphabets and letters, it is very quick. Like, for example, going for an interview, I type something that's faster than writing it down in a book or a paper, and where the paper and the pen will disappear to, we don't know tomorrow. So it's better that I type it and write it. It is there. The possibility is there that it might get dissolved in the future, but still we all as teachers, we are working our day in and day out to make that creativity in there. Of course, I don't say it is like wasting papers and pen. The resources, we are not wasting it. Many of them have told me also that, ma'am, that's called wasting of resources. So I said, no, not at all. That's like connecting your heart to the soul and then writing it down. So once you start writing, your thoughts keeps flowing with the pen, and that rarely happens when you type it. So that is
Vikas,
how I
yes,
have it.
yes, Vikas, you need to
I
add
just want to
something.
ask her very
Yeah.
sorry, but I obviously agree to what the writing and all. The blog that you're writing, you're actually writing it or you're typing it?
Good one. That's a good
Correct,
one.
correct. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, then I'm typing it, of course.
Okay.
But then I'm typing and publishing, of course. To publish it, we need to type and publish. But then writing, like Vikas, coming back here to my point, I have written down, and that only I, make it more elaborated and then publish it. Like typing comes later part. For the publishing thing, because otherwise it doesn't get published. So
I think
they
they
will
need to
not
open
take the
schools very
screenshot.
soon. I think they need
Yeah.
to open schools very soon. You have a lot of time. Sorry. This is just in a light manner. Just
No,
Yeah,
no, yes, yes. I understood. I understood. That is what I was telling
yeah.
Shobhaji. We don't
yeah,
know the future. Maybe
yeah.
your son tomorrow will not be using any books. No, there might be no books or no notebooks around. There'll be only laptops and e-books and iPads all around, probably for him. And he will just think, oh, once upon a time there was a notebook and there was something called pen where we used to write down. So probably that can also come once upon a time. We have to
I don't
write
know
a
about him.
story.
I have not been writing since the last 10 years, so I don't know
Oh, oh my
what's
God.
happening about him. I only use a pen to sign checks. That's it.
Okay.
That's how it's limited actually.
Oh,
That also goes e-signature now.
Yeah. So that, yeah, in the last 1.5 years, that's e-signature now. So that's also
E-signature.
done.
Sheila, what do you have to say on this? You
Yeah.
write? You write? Do you write?
No,
Honest answer.
no, I don't write. I don't write. I don't write on the laptop, but I do like to, when I take my notes, I love to have a pen in my hand. More so, a pencil, actually. I don't know. It's a
correct,
pencil.
correct.
So I
Yeah,
love to
yeah.
write on a pencil, and I love to write in the sense like when you have to take notes, it's so much faster than using your laptop and doing that clack 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 all the time. So it's not the same, because I'm still from the school of thoughts where we go to the library and check all the literature and so, and then one by one we go through it and then we make those notes. That's how I learned it. And
So
today
Vikas,
when I
did you
look,
see? I have one student, Vikas.
yeah,
Already
but when
Sheila
I
is there. One student.
when I look at my brother, like who is like a lot younger than me, he definitely had Google. He had all these things, right? Like you would just check that, and then his thesis was finished. Like I would take like 5 months to write one, and he would just like be done in like a week. Like how is that possible? So this is, I think that was like comparing him and me. I think I work more from my brain and my memory, like that ways, than he. Like he needs his phone
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everything. I don't. So I
No,
think
no, Sheila, that's
writing,
the best way.
yeah, that
Actually,
the
that's the best way.
traditional way. I like
You
it. I
take a
like that.
pencil. Yeah, pencil in your hand and write it down, because you can erase and rectify that and
Exactly.
add more points to that. So that's the best way, Sheila. You should not leave that.
Yeah.
And this will really
I
give
don't.
a lot of.
I don't. Even if I write my choreographies, I write them on with a pencil.
That's
Try and use
wonderful.
recycle paper for the environment. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Vikas, I'll remember that. The resources. I really got this comment also, Vikas, to tell you.
Yeah.
I had a comment from my students that, ma'am, you're wasting resources. Ma'am, what is this? Because my students sometimes they don't like homeworks. And if you give them homework, I normally don't give my students any homework. I make them write it in the class. Then too, they will tell me, ma'am, you're wasting resources. Don't you think so? Can I speak it out? I said, no, bacha, you need to write first and then your English will be developed. So that's how, they tell me resources. Now, this is the new word, wasting of resources, which I get to
Wow.
hear.
That was so fantastic, Rachna, and so amazingly said, everybody. And really, let's go further. Sheela, this is for you. You are an excellent dancer and managing so many things single handedly. What is that one factor that keeps you going, and how do you manage it all? Thank you.
That one factor that keeps me going is, I think, especially now, is that I am very grateful for the things that I can do, and being enough with the things that you have, and having the, like, I mean, it's more than one, but I think the biggest factor that drives me is that my loved ones believe in so much in me, so I should not give up. I mean, to add to what I said earlier also, I think it's, don't want to disappoint them, and because they believe in you, so you should believe in you, you know, and it's that. I think it's that what drives me is the belief, and the, passion all comes later, but belief, that's the last 10% that you need to actually get there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Could you elaborate a little bit more on the gratitude and belief so that people really get it? When you say gratitude, everybody's talking about gratitude, but how do you do it differently? And when you say, oh, believe, what are we to believe in? That we can make it? We have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe in something. What is it that, and how do you do it? Thank you.
Thanks for this question, and I think it's a very important one to address also, because it has a lot to do with your mental health as well. And because me being in India by myself, my family and everyone being there, it's not easy at times, and we don't open up. And I have been depressed a lot, especially in this industry. It's not easy because you have to always be at the top of your game, whether you look good or you have to smile or you have to make up one spot or whatever. The moment you leave your house, you have to be like, I'm not saying it's pretentious, but it is required because that's what the job requires. Like at the end of the day, you're judged by the way you portray yourself, where you look, what you do. I mean, I'm not saying, again, not saying
It's
this in a,
make it till you, I mean, fake it till you make it, is it?
yeah, sort of. That's actually, that's my that's what I believe in. Fake it till you make it in anything, actually,
Yeah,
because
in most of the glamour industry, it's like that because whether you are depressed, whether you're carrying some baggage, but in front of your client or in front of the face, you have to smile, especially in hospitality, glamour industry,
yeah,
in the industries where you are interacting with so many people, irrespective of what your feelings are inside, you still have to put up a smiling face.
true. And its perception is reality. That's I think it comes down to that, right? Like nobody wants, you are already put in the limelight. You are already one of the 100,000 people that is already getting this opportunity to do what you're doing, and that's where you excel, and that's why you're booked, and you dare to do a job. And even if choreographers stand in a line, like me being a fashion model, you heard it a lot of times, right? Where they say, yeah, too big this, too big that, too tall, too small. You don't take that. Like what I tell my models is always, it's not something to take personal, because at the end of the day, you are a product, because you are selling yourself. No, that sounds wrong, but what I'm saying, you're selling that product in a certain way. So if you're selling Colgate or you're selling Sensodyne, so you take which one you like, right? So it's the same with the models. Like if a designer likes this girl because of whatever, then he likes it, but he's not saying it to take it personally. So a lot of these models or girls, young girls, they take it personally, or he doesn't like me, or so that ways we have to that's the first thing I teach them. It's like, first of all, get your emotions out, because this is a job. You have adopted to it, you have agreed to do a job, you have agreed to be in this industry, so now you do it, deal with it very honestly. So belief is something which is there, and it went down a lot for me also in times when I had lesser jobs, then had more jobs, and it keeps happening. See, I always say making is one thing, sustaining is the other thing. Yeah. So I mean, like, okay, I did Lakme, I did all of these things, but now I need to keep doing it. Now what do you do to do that? So there's a lot of other factors that play a role. So you need to be really open and always adapting for change and for betterment, making sure that you always excel in what you do, whatever you do, to get to the top of everything. That's what I believe. And it has worked for me, and it is working for the students that I teach, because they do, like, when you're, this is why I said, again, I come back to this. If you're focused, you're determined, you know what you're doing, you keep doing this again and again, you will excel. Simple.
Wow, that's
Absolutely.
over to Shobha.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you, Sheela.
Welcome.
Because you have been doing events and managing celebs. So what is that one lesson you would like to share with our viewers that you learned as a part of managing events? What is that people need to do, especially the event managers and the event organizers? One tip that you can share with them that they need to do very dedicatedly to make sure that the event is a success.
So I think one thing that I'll take from Sheila's thing was that, obviously you need to fake it a lot, because there are a lot of these technical errors that happen at the back end that we know about, and we can't obviously let the client know, because, the client obviously is panicking all the time. And what happens when we do corporate events is that 90% of the clients, coming there are, they're so into their presentation. They're so much into a lot of panic. They're like, will the LED work? Will the lights come on? Will the sound come on? I'm going to give you this cue, and at this cue the light should come on, and at this cue the video should come on. And so we obviously, the people who are there at the console, I manage the console, so I know the people who are there at the console. They've when the time was, when the events were happening, they've done like 5 events in the night, and they're coming to this as the 6th event, so they're already sleepy. They're there, and you need to keep telling them that, listen, press this button, press this, press that. So the main thing, I think, what you need to do is, one is obviously just have a calm image in front of the clients, because the client should not know the kind of people that you're dealing with at the back end. Yeah, absolutely, the smile, Sheila. And the most foremost thing is be alert, because in an event, a lot of things happen. The client fumbles, he goes away, he goes to another slide suddenly, but you need to just keep calm, be alert, and I think you need to press the right buttons and keep the right people awake at the right time. And I think what I've seen, this is just an observation of the when events were happening, the ground events were happening. I've seen a thing with the new guys who want to get into events. I think they're getting more into events for the glamour part of it, that because they can get into the events and they can meet the
Have
celebs and meet the
selfies,
actors, and
with,
they can be a part of some event because there are actors in it, and I can just escort the actor, take a picture and put it on my Instagram that, listen, today I was with XYZ. But I've not seen the kind of sincerity and dedication that we used to have when we started off. So
absolutely.
yeah, so I get a lot of people from these different institutes. They come as freelancers for particular events, and I've seen they just get into a huddle, they start talking amongst each other, and when the celebrity comes, everyone just gets up and they're like, sir, can I handle, can I do this, can I do that? So I think people need to get more sincere. The new generation, it's not about the generation thing, but I'm just saying there are a lot of people who are working hard also in the new generation, but unfortunately some of them are very not sincere. So I think being sincere, being alert, and staying calm,
I
Great.
these are
think
the most
events is
important
more
things.
about damage control, is what I always say.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think I'm very organized as such. Generally, I go to the T, but yeah, there are these lot of things that happen, and backstage only we know things that are happening on the walkie-talkie. We know
Yeah.
what
I
is the
feel you.
problem, and we know how to solve it. So when I do Gold Awards, last year we did it live on
Hmm.
Z5. So I knew the kind of issues that were happening, but in front of everyone, I had to keep calm, and I was on the camera also. So yeah,
Yeah.
so keeping
Yeah.
calm and alert, I think, is the main thing.
So Sheila, Vikas, and myself, three of us are from the event industry,
Yeah.
right? Tell me, Vikas and Sheila, from your point of view, whether it is wedding, whether it is any kind of an event, which is a big event like award night or a theme night for that matter, or any kind of ground event, yeah. uh, it is a fact that you cannot please everybody, all the 500 or 1,000 people who are there in the auditorium. What is the success rate, according to you, of an event which is a good event if there is no criticism? If the Have you come across any event which is a perfect event with no flaws? Is it possible, do you think?
For me, I have, yes. Honestly, I'm not priding, but
Smooth,
yes, I
smooth,
have.
flawless event.
Flawless event. I mean, to the T. And to the most critic of people, even have come and praised and said that, listen, this was a nice event. But
Absolutely.
but to your point, yeah, pleasing the audience. When I do my gold awards, I can't please anyone. I mean, there are these 30, 40 actors who get the awards. So
Yeah,
they are happy, their fans are happy, and the other 200 that come who don't get the awards, they are not happy, and the fans are not happy. So
absolutely.
I don't
Uh,
please a lot of people. Yeah.
so what about Sheila? What do you think about this?
So I'm also into the events industry, right? So we
Mm,
do a lot of German cultural events
mm,
in India and the Oktoberfest and stuff. So
mm,
my thing is, you can't please anybody in terms of the audience
mm.
because, everybody has a different opinion, different liking. So they may, yeah. But at the end of the day, I think the success rate is always been good. Like, it's always when you don't have to go and ask, how was the event? Then it's a bit of a problem. But when they only come and tell you, wow, your
Yeah.
event was awesome, that is when you got it.
I agree.
So when you don't have to ask for it, then it was outstanding. But if you have to ask for it, then it may not have been outstanding, like just generally saying.
Yeah, it
So
has
how
to
do you
come from
measure?
the people's opinion.
Yeah,
No, I
how do
guess
you
I guess
measure
that's
opinion?
a I guess that's a mindset. When you ask people, then they're like, "Oh wow, it was amazing," but you could have done this like this, and you could have done that like that. I think we are also like that.
I
I was
know.
I was coming to that point. So be it wedding or any other kind of an event, yeah. So if you generalize it, okay, about 80 to 85% of the people are very happy with how things have gone, but there definitely by default would be 10% to 15% of the people, for some reason or other, they will never ever be satisfied. So basically if you're trying to please everybody, तो ऐसा हो
Cameras
ही नहीं
on.
सकता कि सबके सभी खुश हो जाएं, किधर ना किधर वो flaws ढूंढेंगे ही. That is how the 10% of the crowd is in every event. Be it weddings में भी ऐसा होता है ना कि relatives आते
Weddings,
हैं,
no one is
friends आते हैं. हाँ.
weddings. I don't think the people who are spending are ever happy because they are spending through their nose and
the Actually the people who are the guests are not happy. People जो spend करता है उसके तो pocket से जाता भी है पैसा बहुत सारा, but
uh,
still he is not able to satisfy the whole crowd that has come there.
exactly because वो खाने में कुछ नुक्स निकलते हैं वेडिंग में
हाँ,
तो वही सब चीजें होती है ना.
exactly. तो वही
Yeah.
event में भी वैसे ही होता है ना कि 85-90% of the people are satisfied, but you will still have 10% of that crowd which will always have some critics. I would call them critics. They would definitely give some comments and give some suggestions and ऐसा होना चाहिए था, but they don't know the actual hard work and the labor that is put behind in executing an event. So
I think that I think Shobha, that's with every profession. I think
yeah, 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 of course,
when
of
we
course.
comment on
I agree.
cricket, when we
Yeah,
comment on films, we don't know what's put in behind that, but we just want to
absolutely.
comment that this film was bullshit and
हाँ,
cricketer could have hit a
exactly.
six on this ball
हाँ,
and he
तो
didn't.
exactly my point.
So
मैं
I
वही
think
बोल रही हूँ कि वो
we generally
10%.
as human beings are critics. So I think we take it in our
Absolutely.
stride, I guess.
Absolutely, absolutely. Over to Anu, but thank you for your answers.
Thank you.
So let's go from the fashion and the glamour world to the educational world. Rachana, आप पे आते हैं, and I believe you've created something that's as amazing and it's got a very interesting name, CVMD. यार इसका मतलब क्या है ये तो समझा दो. CVMD होता क्या है and what really does this organization do? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anu, for that question. Yeah, CVMD, I have put in a lot of alphabets there, but the main basic thing is that CVMD is caring, versatile moms and daughters. So it's all about
Oh,
moms and mothers and daughters. So here, actually, we are giving emotional empowerment to the mothers and the daughters. So being a teacher, being a professor, being a lecturer, I have seen throughout my profession that the mothers are the one who are demotivated. So that was my one question initially, which always pinned me, that why these mothers are the homemakers, and they always, whenever they come up to me with their wards with their child, they just surrender it them to me, that ma'am aapko jo karna hai karo. Like, why should I? Your child is your child, and you are the mother maker and everything of the child. So that confidence building, so giving them that emotional support, I felt somehow was missing. So I started to do it from home and trying to, whenever the counseling sessions was there in our colleges. So I used to mentor the mothers first rather than the children. So if the mothers are not confident in themselves, how can they instill that confidence in the child? So I felt that I should do something for them. So as a result, right now, our organization, which we are doing, we are, it's not about any financial support or anything. It's about emotionally empowering these mothers to outbox the talent. They have many hidden talent. After you cross 40, 45, you suddenly realize, what have I done with my life? They start feeling depressed inside, stressed out. I did nothing for myself. My son is a good person, business established. My husband has done this, my daughter has done that, and this, that. A lot of XYZ, everything in the family, everyone is happy. But what about me? So then these mothers, I try to counsel them. We make open mics. We can make it small, small sessions we organize. And there they come up, they speak. Language is not a barrier. Just outboxing the talent is what is the achievement. And while outboxing the talent, I have seen that they come up with many vibrant ideas. The mothers, they feel motivated. They started their own businesses also now. Many of the mothers are now businesswomen. Some of them has joined in as teachers, dance teachers, fashion Mrs. Universe, and all awards they got, because the feeling which was hidden somewhere. Whenever they speak to me, they start crying. I get goosebumps listening to their stories, and it's like really connecting with them, and they connecting with me. So it's a different endeavor apart from my students and my other professional world, meeting these mothers in a different platform and emotionally supporting them to speak, or just to outbox what you have inside. Just come up and speak. So we make small platforms. We have open mics, writing platforms, dance platforms, only for the mothers and the daughters who are really inboxed. We try to outbox them.
What a
So I
wonderful
hope, Anu, I've
Oh,
answered your
yes.
question.
Brilliant.
box to outbox
Thank you, Shobha.
box. Brilliant. And what a lovely way of explaining it. Let's go over to Shobha.
Thank you so much, Anu. Vikas, I'm coming back to you.
Yep.
Uh, Vikas, do you think it's important to spend me time with oneself? And if yes, how do you do it? How do you spend your me time?
So yeah, I think it's very important. I think it's a great question. I think it's very important to spend me time with yourself, because that's when you get the best ideas, and that's when I think you get a direction in your life. And a lot of my new planning, new concepts, and things have come during that time. My plan ahead. When I formed Celeb Connect, that was because I spent time with myself and I analyzed what else to do ahead, since I'm very ambitious myself. So that's how I love spending time to myself. So it was while driving, and sometimes in the office I used to just lock the room and just sit by myself. And now it's at the balconies, because that's how we can do it right now. So
With
yeah,
with the nature.
yeah, with just thinking around and just sitting and just whiling away time, but also thinking about what next, and time to yourself. Yeah.
Sure.
A little bit, I want to interrupt Vikas here once again. So I think you should start writing. Take that pen out and start writing also what you're
Pencil.
thinking at that time.
So
A pencil.
so I did
In the
that.
balcony,
And
you can write.
so I did that, and I took out my diary, and the things that I wrote was the payment pending from the different clients. So I started writing that, and then I started following up on the payment. So the writing has helped me in that part for sure. So that's one thing that I cannot keep in my memory, and a lot of things I keep in my memory, like Sheela does. But this thing I write. So then I just tick mark that this client ka payment aa gaya, iska nahi aaya, iska aa raha hai, iska nahi aaya, because clients are very bad at giving payments. So that one thing I definitely write. So
I know.
I take a
You
picture
should do
also and
that.
send it to my accountant. So that's how it is.
विकास एक काम कर अपने बेटे
At least I can vouch.
दोनों
So
ही
I can vouch on that yeah, that you are using the resources once again.
Yeah, I
Vikas.
am, and I'm using recycled paper, but unfortunately, my writing, even I can't understand after some time, because I'm so not used to writing. So the hands, they kind of, I don't know, they're going on a different tangent when I start writing nowadays. So
Doctor's writing.
Isn't the
Doctor's
best
writing.
handwriting. So I sent it to this. I did this one during the lockdown. I did this one writing kind of a analysis with Aditi Surana. She's a great analyst, and I did it with her. She's got a thing called Kam Sutra and something. So I did that, and she's like, "Listen, just send me." She sent it back twice, and she said that, "Listen, can you just send me your right handwriting because I can't understand anything that you've written." And like this, it's coming out to be that you're a very weird and complex person. So I said, I'm not that. Let me just get a hang of writing. So that time I wrote a lot. I wrote like 2 pages so that I could actually get the hang of writing, and my hands warmed up. And then I wrote something and I sent it to her.
Wow.
Lovely, lovely experience, huh?
Yeah,
Vikaas.
absolutely.
So Sheila, how do you spend your me time?
Yeah, well, I do have to be honest on that. I firstly did not understand this whole bit of me time. People, I mean, no offense to anybody, but they just say, yeah, it's so important and all of that. But I never understood that, to be honest, because I was very alone when I was a kid, because I was bullied a lot when I was a younger kid back in Germany, and I had only my parents, and yeah, you don't get to talk to your parents so much the way you talk to your friends or sub siblings or whatever. And my brother just came a lot later, and I was like, that time I was a lot of times me time a lot, and I did not like it, very honestly, because I thought I didn't have friends. And I always thought, okay, that's why, I don't know, today I evolved to a social butterfly. Like, everybody likes to talk to me, which is a great achievement, I feel. But also, I must say, I also learned to love myself like that. Let's put it that way. And loving yourself, accepting yourself is all part of that me time,
Yeah.
I would say. And, like looking in the mirror and saying, you are good enough, you are, like, I'm coming from a very different perspective when it comes to me time. Yeah. And why I have never understood me time was because I never had friends. Never went back in that time. And now I'm thinking, it is important, because like Vikaas rightly said, that's when your ideas come. That's when you can reflect, when you can see, okay, this is what I did. Okay, now I didn't achieve this, but what to do next? So very strategically, you can do that with yourself, and you have nobody else to justify this to or say this to, but you have a bounce of ideas to, but then yourself. And that's a good thing, because I had to learn it the hard way, but I also understood the value of it. So I like to, like, when you choreograph a song and you want to teach it to the students, or you're making something, so that's all me time, right? And it's important. And so I had seen it this way, but also the other way. So I think it's,
Seen
in
a
the
lot,
end, yeah, it is important.
Sheila, I've seen a lot of young kids who don't have friends, especially now during COVID. It's so difficult to have that friends along. And since you have the wealth of that experience, uh, what would you tell the kids who are sitting at home and actually probably in the same place where you were many years back in Germany, just sitting by yourself, and that concept of me time wasn't really good for you? So maybe the concept of me time for many, many, many kids who today are not able to physically meet their friends, what would you say to them? Thank you.
I would tell these kids, first of all, look around, be aware of what's happening around you in terms of your inner circle. Like, who are your parents? What are they doing? What do your parents do? How do they love you? Like, why do they love you? Start, like, don't go always horizontally, just go vertically as well. Like, we have to get to the root of things. And it's difficult for kids to understand that in a very early age, because I told you, I went through it. It was horrible experience for me. Like, I can sing a song from that, because it was, and for me to get out of that and come into something today that I am, it was a very, very, very difficult journey. I'll be very honest, because it's not nice to be bullied by 26 people. And in kids today, they need to find someone to confide in them, and then, and in most of the cases, it's the siblings, or it is the parents. So parents also should, I think today, in the modern way of parenting, it's important to give your kid that comfort, that you are more a friend and someone who likes to help you, than rather making the kid always only look up to, like, respect and stuff. Yes, I also have that, but I never had that outlet. I was scared of my parents. Tell them, maybe I grew up also in different circumstances, and people do grow up in different circumstances, but I think it's important for the kids to have a certain outlet, like a relationship to someone they can talk to and talk these problems about, because most of the kids don't talk. I didn't talk for 10 years. So it was not easy.
No, it doesn't sound easy. And Sheila, there's another question that's just like gripping my head over there when you're talking about this. There's a lot of children who are sitting on the computer today, as all of you were saying, and not writing and blah, blah, blah. But today I hear a lot of cyber crimes that are happening because of, being on a computer. And they're getting bullied on the computer. They're getting bullied by the different apps in which they are going, not even knowing why they are there. Is there any message that you would like to give them? Because you've been through bullying. Like I said, these are experiences. They were not nice, but you definitely gained something out of these experiences. And that's an experience that you had back in time, which could help people to get some invaluable, precious advice or suggestions or tips from you. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's a very important thing to address, because today's social media world allows you to be bullied way more than before, because earlier we did not have social media, but now we have, and we are also victims of that. I get bullied because I'm a model. You're not pretty, you are black, you're ye kali hai, ye kya hai, itna lambi hai. So you get to hear all these things, but after a point, what happens is you gotta be there and see what's happening around you. Be aware of your situation. We see that you are getting jobs, you're getting appreciated, you're getting, and then that is what is valuable. Everything else you blend out. I started blending it out because I can't change their opinion. As much as I try to, convince, no, it's not like this, don't say all this, and the much I give into it, the more I feed them to say more. So if I ignore, then they will not say, because I get bored. As simple as that. It sounds simple as it is, but because I've gone through it and I have not said anything, but I was physically also getting bullied, like a lot of stuff happened, but I came out of it stronger. So every person that goes through this today, they will come out of it stronger, because there's no other way. Because when you're down, you're down. There's only one way up. So you'll be fine. So believe in that.
Well said. Well said.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
Perfectly said.
Very
Right. Rachana, what is important for us to do on daily basis to spend our me time? Share one tip with our viewers, Rachana.
Sorry, apart from writing.
Yeah, Vikas already blocked my answer already. So anyway, I'll come back to that. Vikas, I do a lot many things also. Let me tell you,
No,
I am not
I'm
that
just saying add. Apart from that, we know
old
that.
old-fashioned teachers, that schoolmaster type, I'm not that. My daughters to tell me that, Mama, you're a teacher, you should remember that. But I just do what my heart tells me to do. So it's always a me time for me. Always I enjoy, Shobhaji. It's like, I must tell you, my experience being a teacher, being a lecturer, and being a professor always was me time. Whenever I enter my class, I just enjoy my me time first, and then start with the teaching. Whether any teacher is looking at me or not, I'm least bothered. They come and peep in what is happening in Rachana ma'am's class. So many attendance in colleges, the attendance drops down. And the last lecture, there are no students there ultimately. But in my lecture, I normally manage to get around 50 to 60 students. And especially the students, they're all wait. 10 students I take, and I do their face reading. So that's like my me time. I enjoy telling you are thinking about so and so.
Vikaas, would you like
Actually,
to take your face reading with her?
One thing she can say for
I
sure
really
that I
love
don't
to
write,
do
so
that.
that's one thing she'll say. I think she's been reading
Yeah,
my
no,
face
I
since the
really
other
enjoy
people were giving answers. She was already reading my face, so she's going to do the
Yeah,
analysis
I love
later
to do
because
that.
it's live on Facebook right now, so you can do the analysis later.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll do it afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is how my me time starts. Like with my students, that's that 5-10 minutes is my me time. I enjoy, and some of them, they are going back bench. They were sitting in the first bench. Suddenly, when I started opening up and talking about them, they took a back step. I said, "What happened, Rahul? Why did you go back?" Ma'am, after the lecture, I will meet you alone personally. I
Yeah,
said,
I thought
"Okay,
as
I
much.
understood that." So that's my me time. And another me time is like I dance my heart out. Not like Sheela, of course. I will not say I'm not like that. But then whatever I want, especially Bengali, being a Bengali, I love to do that Ravindra Sangeet, dance on that. So it's a slow number. And even my health also supports that slow numbers right now. So I cannot take on that fast notes. So I enjoy the Ravindra Sangeet and dance on that. Whatever it is, I'm not bothered what people comments on it. I just dance my heart out. So that is how I spend my me time. I just enjoy my me time. Likewise. Thank you so much. It was very nice. And I just spoke my heart out actually.
So we are all waiting for post this session face reading analysis from you, okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Individually to
Please.
everyone, don't do it in public, please.
Really take
I
care.
thought as much, putting like 15 students in the line and then, telling them that, listen, you're like this, you're like this, you're like this. So,
Chaliye, all of us can watch a small clipping that is sent by Rachana ji.
oh, wow.
Thank you very much.
Very nice. How's that me time though? There are like 15 people shooting it, right?
So I enjoyed my me time. There were no dance steps. Sheila can tell us what were the dance step. All
Oh no,
wrong.
you were actually pretty good. I actually recognize a lot of dance steps. You just think you can't
So
dance.
that was my me time. Whoever is watching, I'm not bothered. Let them
Good.
watch. I music is on and I start tapping and dancing wherever I am, whether it's a disco or a pub or wherever. My daughters keep on looking at me, Mama, all are looking at you. I said, what is that? If anyone is looking, let them look. It is their eyes. I need to do whatever I feel good at. So that's my me time, Vikas.
And this is, sorry, but this is before or after drinking?
No, 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 no. Before, after remains the same. I
Okay.
remain my same. I don't
Nice.
forget anything before or after.
Sorry, guys, I'm just taking over.
Yeah.
I
I'm
know,
the host.
I know,
It's
I know,
So, guys,
absolutely
I
fine.
know.
It's
take
absolutely
over.
fine.
Fine, absolutely fine.
बोलो अभी ऐसे है कि मुझे किसी ने बताया था कि आप गाना बहुत अच्छा गाते हैं चलिए अपना गाना देख लेते हैं अभी कि आप गाना कैसे गाते हैं
कौन?
आपकी बात हो रही है यार विकास
मुझे गाना बिल्कुल नहीं आता, आपको किसी ने गलत बताया है।
आज कान बंद करके सुनेंगे चलिए
मैं बाथरूम सिंगर हूँ। आपने चैट देखा नहीं, शोभा ने सबको भेजा कि डोंट आस्क हिम टू सिंग और डांस। आपने चैट
अच्छा
देखा ही नहीं। मैं
अच्छा
बाथरूम
चलो
सिंगर हूँ and I like to keep it that way, please,
Yeah.
not on a public forum.
Okay,
मेरा me
Vikaas,
time खत्म हो
tell
जाएगा।
us about your short film and the film that you acted on. I think that film is based on your personal life, right?
No, so this film that I made, it's called Work from Home.
Okay.
And so I was fried from the time the lockdown started because I'm a workaholic person. And from the time the lockdown happened, obviously all of us had to sit at home, and work from home was the new thing, that started, that WFH is what everyone had to practice. So I made this short film, and it's going to release soon on Hangama, Airtel and Vodafone.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it's actually to do with a lot of us, how work from home actually can be thought of. It's in a comic way, and it's a drama come comedy, and it'll release soon. And I think a lot of people who work and are at home because of this lockdown will relate to it. They'll really enjoy it.
Okay. So who's your co-actor there with you in Work from Home?
So obviously there is Priyanka, my wife. She's there, Plus, then there's Gurmeet Chaudhary, Devina Banerjee, there's Romance,
Okay.
there's Rachana, Khandari. They all friends, yeah, all chipped in, all came in, and we did this.
Very good. Very nice.
We
So
shot
we are
it in 3 days at home, sitting, nothing else to do, so we did that.
awesome. Best.
It's my frustration actually. So
You
you'll
made the best use of your time.
yeah, and it's my frustration. So you'll see it soon.
When is it releasing?
So maybe next week. Next weekend is what we are targeting. So it's in the. We're going to do a little bit of PR around it, and then yeah, we're going to release it next week.
Okay, awesome. We'll definitely watch it for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and let me know.
Sure, definitely.
What
Over
is
to
it
Anu.
called? Sorry.
It's called Work from Home. Work from home.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. It was actually a stupid question, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. WFH. Work from home.
Work from home. Okay.
Over to Anu.
Okay, Sheela, I believe that you can sing and dance. Sing and dance.
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
बंद कर दिया अभी sing and dance. तो थोड़ी सी झलक सिखा दे.
Well, you can choose from one. Like, I think I'm gonna dance because I think that's. I mean, if that makes you happy, then I'll dance. But singing is not my profession. Like he said, I'm maybe a bathroom and a dinner table singer. Okay.
Same.
Karaoke, yeah, that I can do. But I think I'm more the dancer.
Okay, fine.
Do you want me to dance or what?
Yes, yes.
Oh God. Okay, who's gonna play the music?
Yeah.
You are going to play.
You'll have to do it all yourself, and
Yeah,
plus
I can
adjust the
see.
camera also so that we can see you.
Damn.
Yes, everything.
Can you hear the music? Wait.
We can very faintly though.
Can you play?
Yes.
Very
That's
nice.
very nice, yeah.
Very nice.
Whatever needed to be done, yeah. Yeah, you get this always. So you get, can you dance? I say, okay.
Super, Sheila. That was amazing. Amazing moves. I just loved the moves which you did. Super.
Thank you. Could you even hear the music? I don't even know. Did you hear?
Music we could not hear much, but we saw your moves.
Oh,
And
God.
of course, we saw your height. 5'11".
Yeah.
So Rachana is going to come and spend some me time with you on her dance.
Please do. Please join.
But because her height is 5'11" and mine is 4'11", so can you imagine the me time which I'll spend with her?
Yeah, I'll give you a 10.
Shobha will arrange 2 cameras so it will adjust the height.
So that will be simply funny comic moves. It will be really comic moves.
So I
Okay,
must
but-
say that we had a really, really wonderful session and so much fun, laughter, learning, unlearning, and so much of it over here today. Having said that, we would like to inform our viewers that today was the second last episode of Society Behind Wow Season 1.
We will soon be back with season 2 with a twist. आपको पता है ना शोभा आर्या के बारे में? She's all about the twist and the turns and the ideas and being out of the box. So we are soon going to be then looking at season 2 with all the twists and all the beautiful ideas.
Thank you so much to
Wish you
all
guys
our
all the
guests
best. Yeah, thank you so much for having
for
us.
all your time. Thank you so much to
Nice
Anu
meeting
for
you
your
all.
time.
Yeah.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
to our
you.
viewers for supporting us. Stay blessed,
Bye.
stay happy. And yes, before you go, let me tell you that coming Friday, which is 5th, 6th, 7th, we are having a special transgender episode, which I request all of you to watch. So do not miss on that special episode on transgender coming this Friday.
Well, I thought before you go, the lockdown is going to get over on Friday.
I
We'll
wish.
meet.
I wish
I'm
I could
just
do that.
praying. I'm just
Wish you all the
praying.
best, guys.
Thank
Wish
you
you all
so
the best.
much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye.